welcome to Two-Spirit Day here at CDKC. We're going to have a presentation by Linwood Tallbull on Two-Spirit Northern Cheyenne.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get started. You want to take it down?
I'd like to welcome you all. I'm one of the instructors here. I teach ethnobotany and traditional foods, all kinds of history items of the Cheyenne people that was basically handed down. And today I want to talk to you about a special group. These people were honored in our tribal communities. They were the sweet talkers. They were the love talkers. They were always welcome to the big war. When they went to war, they were always welcome. And they wouldn't go to war a long time ago without them. These were what they call he'emane people, two-spirited people. You might call them half man, half woman. We call them he'emane. And they wouldn't hardly go to war without them. They were good company. They were good talkers. They would give accounts of the battle, of who counted coup on who. How many times did they count coup on an enemy? They watched the battle as they held the horses. They would see who was wounded. They would, most of them were medicine people. We had the last two that we had, they passed away in 1868. One was a Northern Cheyenne. His name was Pipe, but they also had a woman name who was Pipe Woman. The Southern Cheyenne, they had one too. He was Good Road. He died in 1879. His name was Good Road Woman. They could speak in man's voice, and it was woman's voice was also included how they spoke. They were real excellent, and the most powerful person that they get when they go on war parties is a holy man that has a pipe. He takes a pipe into battle. That way when you talk of your deeds, when he kneels down and you kneel in front of him, and he has a pipe there, you tell of the deeds, you cannot lie. So that pipe carrier, many of them could speak with animals. They could converse with the coyotes. The coyotes would say the enemy is close by. Hurry, they're ready to leave. These people could talk with the animals. When they came in, the second one that was most important also was the half man, half woman. They had to go. If they didn't go, many of the war parties would not go to battle. They were that important. These gentlemen were favored by the young people, by the young men, unmarried men, because they could make songs. They could make music for a special song for a warrior that proved himself on a battlefield. These people were very special, and a lot of them was, when they got back, if they got 100 horses, they would be divided equally. And each one of these people would get the equal amount of horses or booty, whatever it is. They had a special way when they went into battle. They coordinated a thing called scalp dance. It was a human scalp, and when they scalped an enemy, they gave the best ones to the He'emanet, to the two-spirited people. They gave them the best scalps. They put the scalps on a stick. And when they, on their way in, they would get the story, and the two-spirited person would correct them and say, "No, he did not touch anybody. I watched him." So they got their stories straight. And during this time, this is when they painted their robes. And many of these He'emanet, they would come up with songs for the bravery of some warrior. They would, if a Cheyenne was killed, it was important that, did he count coup on an enemy before he died, before he was killed? If he did, then the battle was worthwhile, because he wanted to find his maker. When they went into the Cheyenne camp, the two-spirited people would ride with the pipe carriers. This was an honored position. They had their scalps on a long stick, and they were painted all black. They would ride into the camp in the early morning and wake everybody up as the He'emanet and the pipe carriers would circle the camp. It was like an enemy that came to the camp, and they would inspire everyone. If a Cheyenne didn't count coup and he was killed in battle, they threw the scalps away. They didn't have a scalp dance. These people coordinated this scalp dance. The last scalp dance that they was in 1852. The two-spirited people coordinate the whole dance. There's 4 parts to a dance, a sweetheart dance, but they have the drummers facing the opening of the camp circle. The women are on the other side and they're facing north. The men are on this other side facing south. And the old women and the old men are bare to the waist, and they're painted all black. They face the dancers, so they make a square. The two-spirited people stand in the middle. They're in charge of the whole scalp dance. Before the scalp dance starts, these two-spirited people would go to every lodge and tell them to bring wood for this, for their fire at the scalp dance. They called it a skunk. They call that fire a skunk. Everybody would bring their wood from their lodges, and they would place it up like a little teepee all around. If the moon was out, they didn't have to have a very big fire. If there was no moon, they made the fire bigger. But they were matchmakers. If someone wanted to run away with a woman, he would contact one of these two-spirited people, and he would. They seldom ever failed. They would sneak off with the young lady and elope. These two-spirited people also, they arranged the marriages for the warriors. The warriors were scared to to go to the relatives of the woman that his friend wanted to marry. So he would take horses over. He would take all of the gifts from their family to try to negotiate a marriage. And they coordinated the entire marriage for them, for the persons. These people were very special. They had magic. They had, a lot of them were medicine people. They were medics, they were the cooks. They were excellent on, when someone was shot, they could doctor them. The thing about them was they were good company, and everybody always wanted them around. But they were always given the best scalps. When they rode with the pipe people, it was such an honor. The rest of the warriors rode behind them. This is how important they were, how powerful they were. They have special powers. My father used to tell me, he said they would hold the horses and they would watch the battle. Sometime they would have to fight the enemy when they had surrounded someone. They showed so much bravery. They were so powerful. But they always were dressed like old men in the old days. They were dressed like old men, but everybody wanted them in their war party. No one would go to war without them. They were that important. The magic that they possessed, the spiritual powers that they possessed, people always wanted them with them. This, we made this little thing out of a week, but whenever we tell a story, we like to have something that shows that's part of the story. These were good cooks. They were the artists. They helped people paint their robes correctly, because whenever a warrior went to battle, if he went to 4 battles, he would say, "I painted my robe 4 times." So they were very they would help these young men. They would tell stories. They could tell stories all night. They were great storytellers. The warriors would listen to them tell these stories. They would listen to them sing. They were the best singers because they had a man and a woman voice. They would sing, and everybody would enjoy their songs. They could make songs for young men that showed their bravery on the field of battle. But they always got the same amount as everybody else. If each person got 40 horses, each one of them got 40 horses. They were always treated special. You had to treat them special. When they coordinated that scalp dance, one was a sweetheart dance. That was the first dance. The second one was the choice of finding your marriage or the person you'd like to marry. The next one was slippery dance. This is the woman. The old ladies would, during this time of the last dance, they would strip from the waist up. They would be naked from the waist up, the men and women. The old ladies and the old men danced with the scalps as the warriors danced, the men and women danced in a circle. They would wave the scalps on long sticks. People were scared of them, the young people. As the fourth dance, they would take a break and drink water, And then the fourth dance, the woman would tie their legs together. They would tie their dress together. And they would bend over. The last dance was called the Galloping Buffalo Dance. The warriors and the young and their sweethearts would bend over, and they would act like they were running, hopping like a buffalo. This was a very sacred dance because the buffalo represents our spiritual being. It represents all the good things of our people, all the magic, all the medicines, all the foods that made our people strong. Our sacred symbols that represent the buffalo. The special two-spirited people need to be honored again. No one talks of this, but they showed themselves. They were part of history, and they can never be forgotten. And I commend everyone for coming to this and allowing me to speak of this. And I know when I go home, I'll say, I should have said this, I should have said that. But that's the way it is when you're in public speaking. So I want to thank you all. Many good travels to you all. I hope. Thank you.
Okay, so now we have a guest speaker, and that will be JT Wilson. He wants to share a couple of words.
Hi, can you hear me? Just kidding. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. First off, I want to start with a huge thank you to staff and everyone who keeps this place running. I started a school as a way to get a little money and get out of the house. I didn't really have good confidence in school, doing math and stuff like that. So since I've been here, they've helped me so much, learn that I can do it. So it's cool. I'm proud of you guys. Thank you for being here. Through this process, I just realized I'm not stupid. I just had a couple of bad teachers. Every day, I've gotten better at learning things because I worked hard and I wanted to learn, and with love and support. I thought I'd never be able to even look at math, And so I'm really thankful to be here at the school. And I have short-term goals now. I have long-term goals. I'm motivated when I'm tired and I want to just stay home and watch Netflix. But anyway, it starts by making choices. That's kind of what I'm talking about today, is just making choices. You want to make choices to help you live your life. Growing up, I lived for one thing. It was watermelon Bubblicious gum. I thought about that gum day and night. I remember the excitement of getting 2 shiny quarters and knowing exactly what I was going to do with them. I was getting gum. I would always go to the store and I'd walk in, and it's so big, the IGA in Landier. I know I was just a little guy. But when you're little, 50 cents is a lot of money. 2 big quarters is a lot of money. And the IGA was so big, and I just remember they could put so much gum in here. All I could think about was gum. And I remember I can still feel the weight of those 2 silver coins in my pocket. I would check them throughout the day, patting them, thinking about the gum. When I got to the store, I felt like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. It was very exciting. I remember the shiny green paper, picking it up and thinking I get to chew all this watermelon gum all to myself. I felt pride as I put the gum on the moving belt thing, and I waited for them to say, "You're buying all this gum for yourself?" I would say yes. I practically ran out the door holding my watermelon gum tightly in my hand, but not too tight, not enough to melt it, because nothing's worse than trying to get gum off of a sticky wrapper. And then I would grab the easy tab, open the tab that was never easy to open, rip into it, and the excitement would build until the gum would touch my tongue and my mouth would flood with saliva, and the promise of endorphins would rush to my brain, thinking to myself, this is life. And I had 4 more pieces of gum. So, I don't know, I just wanted to kind of give you a little story about my life, and being gay is like watermelon gum. I love it. It was never an option to be anything else. Sure, I can chew any gum, but what I want is watermelon. Some people like grape or passion fruit. I don't make anyone chew any gum they don't want to. Shoot, if you like spearmint, go for it. All I'm saying is do what makes you happy. it doesn't really matter. People will tell you that some crazy things like chewing gum will send you to hell. No, not true. Sometimes gum is just gum. And love is just love. I honestly don't care what kind of gum you chew, as long as you're happy. One more thing I want to talk about. It's all about choices. I choose to paint my nails and color my hair because I like it. I get a lot of flack about it. Old men will move away from me or not sit by me. Some people won't talk to me. I've had some terrible things shouted at me, but I do it because you should be able to wear whatever you want and dress however you want. I hope by wearing what I want, maybe I will make others less worried about what other people wear in general. Like maybe if I paint my nails in 5 years, when my nephew's growing up, he won't have to worry about if he has to paint his nails or not, because people won't really worry about it. Because I'm like, I just want it to be easier for everyone. Because I believe in all of you, and I believe in me, and you're better in your life. I know it's hard, but these are choices you're making, and you're here, and it's so amazing. So wear what you want, do the things you want to do, love your life. I'm cheering you on, just like all the teachers and people here cheer us on every day. So don't worry so much about what other people say or think. It's just you in the end. Be brave. Make choices, love your life. Feel good in your own skin. And that's basically what I just tell you guys to keep doing you. I'm proud of you. Thank you.
Okay, I want to thank everyone for coming today and showing your support and love and all the good stuff. There's refreshments inside if you didn't get any. There's still some stuff over there that you can have and put signs up and tattoos. So, yeah, thank you all.